Next up, we have Faheema Kimmie from the dentistry department. Faheema, would you like me to present, or are you comfortable to present your presentation?
I'll present myself, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So thank you to Narina and to CIECT for giving me the opportunity to speak today. And I also wanted to thank the departmental facilitator and Professor Myberg, who helped me to set up this module. I am a senior lecturer slash dentist, and I became part of the faculty about 10 months ago. No judgment, please. Okay, so I'm not a teaching and learning expert. I'm just a dentist slash researcher, and my main aim is to produce independent researchers. And at the moment, I'm facilitating the RMT module, the research methodologies module, which is aimed at master's students. And these master's students are structured master's students where they do clinical work, they see patients during the day, they do um, other, other theoretical courses as well. But the majority, I think 30 to 40% of their coursework of passing would be this RMT module where they have to produce a master's thesis. So they have certain outcomes, which is to produce a literature review. So before I start with that, research methods is considered a challenging subject to teach and to learn. It is not very easy, and the most difficult aspect of any of the of doing research methodologies, of doing research, is to find the gap. Now, in Cape Town, I'm sure all of you are aware of the passion gap that our patients present to us with, but that's not the gap that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the research gap that we are missing out, and it's so difficult to find something that you're interested in that hasn't been done before. So it's important for us to equip our students with these skills, how to do a literature review. We prepare them by using telling them how to use different databases, getting them in contact with the library, showing them different search terms, and helping them to critically appraise the article so that they can find the proper literature review, to define the gap, to define the aims and the objectives. They then prepare a research protocol with their methodology, which they present to the faculty. And the most important aspect of this module is that they take into consideration the ethical components of their literature, because obviously the protocol will have to go to BMREC for approval. So that is one of the biggest components of the module. So my teaching philosophy is within problem-based learning. It's my most favorable approach to teaching research, where the students form small groups. Now, in problem-based learning, usual problem-based learning, we will have students forming small groups within each other. But in this case, because it's independent research and each student has to work independently, they will form a small group with their supervisor, their mentor, their statistician, content experts, and they may need those different facilitators at different aspects of their research project. So they will discuss a real life problem, which is their research question or the knowledge gap that they identified. They will relate this new information to what they already know. So they're building up on the knowledge that they know about. They will also collaborate with peers, their own peers or their supervisors, and they receive support from their supervisors or facilitators, which is called scaffolding. They will also find a solution to the question in the form of a presentation of their findings, or eventually a manuscript. So this module relies on many lecturers across the faculty and the university. So prior to any of the lectures commencing, the first thing we do is we give them a pre-class or online learning teaching. So we'll have like videos, articles, we'll give them different types of material that they need to peruse before the lecture. When I teach them, I sometimes give them quizzes, and I'll get emails. Ma'am, you gave us a quiz. I didn't prepare for it. And I'm like, it's not for marks, it's just for learning purposes. So don't worry about it. Then I give them the videos. When they have in-class or synchronous learning, the students are then allowed to ask questions where we give them a live lecture, but the lectures unfortunately are not face-to-face. The lectures are all done online via Google Meets. We have about a 50% attendance on Google Meets, but I do know that the students do request access to the lectures after the lesson has been given to help them understand the different topics that we're doing. So we'll do a lecture on research questions. We try and have face-to-face communication with the student and the supervisor to try and find a proper research question for them. We teach them about Turnitin, about plagiarism, about the proper reference management system, like Mendeley or EndNote or Zotero, and we help them with their Turnitin challenges. So if they have, we tell them what their score should be, and they get allowed to resubmit as often as they can, and then they upload the literature review to eKamva. We then teach them statistical methodologies and different types of statistical tests and when to use it. And this is before the lecture. Then we give them the lecture on it, and then they're allowed to submit the methodology section as assignment 2 via eKamva. What is a typo? Then for ethical clearance, like I said, it's one of the biggest parts of the module. We want them to submit an ethically sound project, and that from that point onwards, they hand in an assignment via Canva. Number 6 and number 7, they will be doing on their own in the following year. So all we're doing is facilitating them with a protocol. Okay, so what was happening prior to COVID was that tasks were emailed to students, literature reviews were performed and submitted to Turnitin and then submitted to the secretary, protocols were emailed to the secretary. So everything was done. It was very heavily dependent on the facilitator, departmental facilitator. But now in 2022, somebody asked, Prof. Myberg asked me to take over the course for him because he was retiring. And I felt that it needed a facelift. So the lectures remained the same. We rely on lots of lecturers from across the university and within our department, in our faculty. And I felt that the online platform was the preferred method because lots of our students are from overseas and from many parts of South Africa. And prior to COVID-19, we used to have the module conducted over 2 weeks face-to-face, but then we decided because of COVID that we were going to, and to accommodate our international students, we were going to perform the lectures online. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is what my course outline looks like. I will upload all the different documents that they need before the time with links to previous lectures. And then if the lecture is completed, I will then update the lecture for the next, for them to peruse if they've missed a lecture. This is what my assignment looks like. I make it open. I'm not really too tight on dates that needs to come in. I just need the protocol at the end of the year, but it's just to keep them on track that I put the due dates on there for them. So students are now allowed to submit the proposals as often as they wish to, and then readjust the proposals based on the Turnitin score. And the same is done for the ethics assignment. So I was very lucky, and I'm very humbled by my students because they all said they preferred online classes, and they found that the RMT module was useful. And I've only been in the module since I think May this year. So I've been getting quite nice feedback from them, and I'm very, very honored to receive such good feedback from them. So they found the module useful. It improves their research skills. However, they wanted more intense tasks and more tasks, and that is something I wish to use next year. So I've included blended learning into my module. I still feel that there's lots of room to grow. I do feel that language is a barrier because most of our students are from Sudan, so they speak Arabic as their first language. So that is a slight issue at the moment. I do find that we have some mental health issues around the students who are struggling to get the ethical approval within our faculty. And that is why I do lots of face-to-face sessions with those students who reach out to me who do feel that they have mental health issues. And I identify the students and force and recommend them to go and see somebody who specifically deals with mental health issues. And then I would like to recommend that the course be done over a 2-week block course, whether it's face-to-face or online, so that the students can have a completed proposal by the end of the 2 weeks, and for the rest of the year, just attend the lectures and reinforce the proposals. And I would envision a course like this to be available for all the science students and the community, the CHS students, where we're doing the same sort of module, because I'm sure that we're all teaching them the same things. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me.